What is going on, everybody? It is Awol Mike, and I have acquired Darkness, which is the fancy way of saying I bought the Garmadon comic. This is issue 1, produced by Image Comics, written by Trive Wong. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. For $3.99 USD. I don't know what that is anywhere else because I'm American and we measure things in freedom units. So I got the comic. I could have bought 2 and saved 1 in packaging for resale or whatever if I want to be a fucking geek. Or I could just use a comic for what it's meant for and read the damn thing. That's what I'm going to do. So the package is sealed, so I am going to cut the tape off, and we are going to get into this. Okay. Always sheathe your knives, kids. Alright. Opened up. Keep cardboard in the sleeve. Here's the front cover. You've already seen it. LEGO Ninjago Garmadon. And here is the back cover. So let's get started. I'm not going to be showing the content thereof to try to make a little bit of a logic in the copyright department, but I am going to read it. Lord Garmadon. The people of Ninjago know him as the undead Oni nemesis of the ninja. But it was not always so. Once, he was simply a boy, trained by his father, the first Spinjitzu master, to defend Ninjago alongside his brother Wu. That boy eventually became a man, fell in love with the beautiful Misako, and even had a son, Lloyd. Who knows what life he might have lived had he not been corrupted by the great devourer and cast into the underworld. Still, a son's love is a powerful force, and Lloyd's devotion to his father has brought Garmadon back from the abyss more than once. In these fleeting moments, we see Garmadon as what he might have been, a teacher, a hero, making the ultimate sacrifice to save his son and Ninjago. But the biker gang, the Sons of Garmadon, wouldn't allow heroic death to be his end. Believing Garmadon to be the rightful ruler of Ninjago, they resurrected him from the dead. Stop there for a second. Side note, that actually might technically be true because his father created it and he is the eldest son. So, they're not wrong? More Oni than man and driven by an insatiable hunger for power, Garmadon believed himself to be the uncrowned emperor of Ninjago. But when Ninjago faced an invasion by the Oni, it was only with Garmadon's considerable might that the ninja were able to repel the demons. Once again, Ninjago found itself saved by its would-be conqueror. Could it be that some good still remains in Garmadon's dark heart? No one knows, not even Garmadon himself, but this much is certain. Ninjago's fate is deeply intertwined with his own. Open on Garmadon camping under a full moon somewhere in the forests of Ninjago. White hair all up and slicked back. He left his helmet off somewhere. He's doing. Here's a voice. Garmadon. What? Who's there? Show yourself. Why are you here? Oh, no, wait. He says show yourself. A serious voice goes, why are you here? I go where I please. You should not continue further. You will not survive if you continue down this path. That's a terrible voice, I'm sorry. Brave words from one who skulks in the shadows. If you wish to test my mettle, then come out and face me. What sorcery is this? No sorcery, no tricks, just truth. The face says, and it appears to be Garmadon, but worse, a shadow self of the Shadow Man, apparently. Not mine, he replies. How many failures must the great Garmadon suffer through? You failed as leader to the Sons of Garmadon, as brother to Wu, as husband to Misako, and even as a father to Lloyd. I am none of those things. I am a conqueror, he says as he slashes through the beast's armor, knocking one horn off his helmet. You've lost, the creature says. Have I? Garmadon replies as his sword begins to shatter. Impossible! Who are you? The one opponent you can never defeat, the shadow says. No! Garmadon yells as he wakes up, gasping for breath. Just a dream, he says. Clearly the shadow still feels fear. He wakes up, puts on his garment and armaments, sheathes his sword, and puts on a rice hat. Chapter 1, Two Moon Village. So that was all prologue. We open on Garmadon walking across a bridge in the beating sunlight, climbing a mountain, wading across a river, and eating some kind of bread, could be onigiri, a rice ball, in the pouring rain while sheltered under a large leaf. Continue to him walking through the forest. It is now dusk. Sun has set. Finds himself at a lakefront under the full moon. This will do for the night. He cooks himself up a fish. Says, bah, a meager fare. He opens himself in the woods. These woods have eyes, I swear it. He's feeling himself being watched. He hears a great roar, looks over and sees a bear cornering two children. One of them holds a stick to it and yells, "Stay back!" What appears to be the mother tells her, "Run, Min! Save yourself!" The child responds, "No, I won't leave you, mother. Take this," she says, and pokes the bear with a stick in the nose. The bear becomes enraged, snaps the stick, and stands on its hind legs, roaring even louder. Garmadon leaps from the shadows and yells at the bear, "Spy on me from the woods, will you? I am Garmadon, and I am no bear's meal. But you can be mine," he says as he bites the bear. The bear does not take kindly to this and smacks him off its back. Garmadon rises, more furious than ever, says, "How dare you! Prepare to meet your maker, bear!" and lets out a measly bloop of dark power. Clearly, the good in him is taking over, and he is having a bad time, a la Zuko before learning firebending from the dragons. He goes, to which the bear growls in his face and backhands him into a tree. He lets out a sound as he slams right into it. The child yells to the bear, "Get away from him!" and throws an acorn at it. Garmadon, with one swipe of his blade, cuts a tree in half and yells, "Never turn your back on me, bear!" as the bear is crushed under the tree. The bear yipes away into the woods as Garmadon celebrates vanquishing another foe. "Another foe vanquished," he says. "But why wasn't I able to access my power?" The child and her mother appear from behind and say, "Thank you for helping us, noble warrior. If you hadn't arrived when you did, I'm sure that bear would have eaten us." Garmadon thinks to himself, "So the bear was after these two. And what was that presence I felt down by the lake?" The mother's leg is injured as Min says, "Mom." Garmadon says, "Her leg is in pretty bad shape," but begins to walk away. The child, Min, says, "What? You're just going to leave?" Garmadon replies, "It's not my problem." What is happening with my powers as he tries to shoot off a couple spoots of dark energy into the woods? The child, Min, replies, "I thought you were some great warrior." Garmadon replies, "I am Lord Garmadon, son of the first Spinjitzu master, not son of the first mule." The child is angry, but the mother holds her back. "Lord Garmadon, we've heard tales of your strength. Your legend precedes you, even this far from Ninjago City." Holding the mouth of her child so as to not anger Lord Garmadon, he says, "Oh, really?" The mother asks, "Please, I must ask your help in carrying not myself, but these baskets of glim willow lilies." Garmadon spoots up a couple more pieces of power and says, "I'm kind of in the middle of my own problem here." The mother replies, If you would aid us, I'm sure the entire village would give you a hero's welcome, and a magnificent feast in your honor. Garmadon is taken aback. Says, well, perhaps a good meal would be worth the hassle. The mother replies, thank you, my lord. We'll be right behind you, but still staggers. Garmadon, in a fit of pity, says, oh, for the love of just get on my back. The child replies, hey, you know we saved your life back there, right? To which Garmadon growls as a dark specter watches from the woods. They arrive to what appears to be a light fishing village with a water wheel and a fortified gate. A cart unloading jars of something, apparently more Glim Willow lilies. As the next panel shows us a refinery where purple smoke rises from large cauldrons and is likely made of ground Grim Willow lilies. An old man stands on the cart counting the barrels. 27, 28, 29. Oh no. Renzo, we're one short. The Red Crowns will be here tomorrow. The Red Crows will be here tomorrow, expecting 30 barrels of 2 moon tea. What are we to do? Renzo replies, we need to go back into the forest tonight. Oh, no, wait. Kenzo, the old man, says... What? Renzo, Kenzo. They look very similar. One of them says, we need to go back into the forest tonight, to which the original replies, are you crazy? Glim Willow's woods belong to Kuma and her children at night. The other man replies, we don't have a choice thanks to you. The original says, are you saying this is my fault? The second man, apparently brothers, says, mother was right. You're going to run this village into the ground. To which the first one replies, she said the same about you. To which the holders of the gates open it and reply, Min and Saeko have saved us. They've brought back the lilies. So the mother's name is Saeko. One of the brothers replies, where have you two been? We were getting quite concerned. Saeko says, we were attacked by a bear on the way back. And Min pipes up and says, if Lord Garmadon had not come to our aid, we might have lost not just the lilies, but our very lives. Garmadon retorts that the bear was no match for me. Man says, Lord Garmadon, what an honor it is for our village. Garmadon, with a smirk on his face and crossed his two of his arms, says, yes, it is. Min pipes up, says, can we discuss this later? Mother's leg is hurt. One of the brothers, Kenzo or Renzo or whichever one, says, someone fetch me a cup of tea. Garmadon questions, tea? What good will that do? Kenzo says, not just any tea, my lord. 2 moon tea is renowned for its remarkable powers. Garmadon pipes up, says, I've had enough experience with magical teas. Trust me, they never... As Saeko drinks some. Immediately heals her leg. Garmadon, perplexed, says, how? Kenzo says, you should try a cup, my lord, especially after such a long journey. To which Garmadon replies, well, why not? It can't be any worse than lake water. And immediately catches a sense, gets his powers back, and launches a huge blast at the village gate, the village wall, startling the villagers, claiming, my strength has returned. The brothers, Renzo and Kenzo, say, impossible, unless he must be Oni. Garmadon says, this is a rather impressive operation for such a dumpy town. If you could mass-produce the tea. One of the brothers says, well, we are trying to. It would certainly help out 2 Moon Village. There are boats to be repaired, roads to be paved, and, that giant hole you just blew in our wall. However, the Glim Willow lily can only be harvested on a full moon. We normally gather enough lilies to produce 1 barrel of tea a month. The brother replies, but my genius brother thought that if we had sent more people to harvest, we could double our output. Min pipes up and says, and that's when the trouble started happening. You see, the bears are extremely protective of Glim Willow Woods. It's their home, after all. When we started taking more of their lilies, their guardian, Kuma, became quite angry at us. I believe Kuma is the original bear from the beginning. Garmadon questions, why not just drink the tea yourselves to defeat the bears? One of the brothers says, "Unfortunately, the tea only makes you more of what you already are." The other replies, "So for normal people like us, it just heals our wounds much faster. But for otherworldly beings like ghosts, dragons, jinn, and even such oni as yourself, it can amplify your already considerable powers tenfold, albeit temporarily." As the panel shows Moro Nauticon firstborn in Garmadon in his full Oni state that he appeared in at the end of Rise of the Oni, or March of the Oni. One of the brothers says, "My lord, what if you take care of Kuma for us?" Garmadon asks, "Me? Why would I want to do that?" The brothers state, "With your strength, it would be child's play, and in exchange, we'll give you this entire wagon of 2 moon tea." The other brother replies and wonders, "What are you doing? The Red Crows will never let us get away with this." First brother replies, "Brother, if we play our cards right, our troubles might just take care of themselves." Garmadon starts cackling as the brothers conspire in the background. "Oh, I see." Garmadon's laughter increases as he downs an entire barrel of Glimwillow Lily tea. It says, "Ninjago will at last be mine." Cut to Ultraviolet, just now allied with the Red Crows, apparently, seeing the great blast of power come from the village that Ninjago's own Garmadon is in, hops down from the rock she was perched on, down to her bike, and zips off to the Red Crow hideout, talking to her boss, the new Lord Mogra. "Lord Mogra, Garmadon has returned." I can't do her voice, I'm sorry. The Lord replies, "Has he now? And does that complicate your loyalties, Ultraviolet, now that your former master has resurfaced?" She replies, "It does not." He says, "Good. The sons of Garmadon ride no longer. But the Red Crows shall fly forever," as he stands, and we find that he has wings and is red for some reason. I don't know of any red races in Ninjago that's not the Fangfire. And he super isn't that. I can show you this one last page, because, what is he? That's my main concern with this book, these ones, is they're going to introduce a lot of new stuff that we have not had before, and Ninjago's lore is already incredibly complicated and incredibly deep and dense. But that's the end of that story. The next one, next issue, premieres May 18th, 2022. So, thank you for watching my review of the story. Again, it's just LEGO Ninjago Garmadon, issue 1, Image Comics, written by Treve Wong. Thank you for watching. This is run a little long. It's a pretty large comic for its content and source. So, hopefully the rest of the series goes well, and hopefully Ninjago doesn't end next season, because that's the thing that might be happening. So, you all have an amazing day and night, wherever you are. This is Awol Mike, signing out. See ya.